Hey, it's Brian Iverson. How you doing today? We're doing great. So, a couple things off the bat on TSUPS, manufacturing, the individual products, the whole 9 yards. But for the most part, this will be on TSUPS. It's a non-commodity product. So, in other words, you're not making the same thing as everybody else. Okay, so in the traditional framing world, everybody frames 2x4s, 2x6s, whatever they're going to end up using. They throw OSB on, they slap the panel together as fast as they can go, and they got to ship them. And everybody makes the same panel. Well, that's not the case here. You might start out kind of the same way, but after that, it becomes a non-commodity item because we're patent pending, and then we sell you a license to be able to make it. So you're making a unique product, not the same product as everybody else. So you separate yourself right away. It's also not a mousetrap. Okay, mousetrap sales, you got to inflect your voice all the time, and in this case, you don't have to inflect your voice at all. You just have to state the facts. These are the facts because they are the facts. And well, shoot, I've been doing this since the mid 70s. And you just state the facts. You just build energy efficient structures. I don't care if it's a shed, a house, a building. There's 7 control layers that you have to make. We just happen to put them all into the same panel and made it stronger than anything. For Habitat for Humanity, you can make them panels that are 4 feet wide, 9 feet tall, let's say, and 2 people in a dolly can wheel them around. You don't even need a crane. And then we have the barndominium gymnasium. They want to do their panels 10 feet wide, 26 feet tall. They want to do an R20 outboard continuous insulation, and they want to do an R40 within the cavity right away. I don't want to tell you what that cost of goods is, but it is not that much money. You'd be shocking. The studs are still 24 inches on center. They can set those panels lightning fast. They need a crane. They weigh 5,000 pounds apiece. Anyway, so getting paid in advance. I have a list behind me to make sure I don't miss anything. All the panels are 100% custom. You don't build the panels and then wait to get paid because you made them for them. The consumer actually has to pay you in advance, and then we're going to tell you just escrow that money. Don't stick it in your regular checkbook and spend it. But you get paid in advance for every single job that you end up doing because they are all custom. Unless somebody has 400 houses to build and they're all the same, well, great. You can put 3 houses or 4 houses on the same semi-load and minimize logistics for them on the job. So I've been literally doing this. Not all walls are the same length. So maybe what we had to do in some cases, we had to bury a 4x4 at the first wall or the last wall that went up so that they had a place to scribe and cut in order to make up for the foundation not being right on. I've also had them 1.5 inches out of level isn't too big a deal. You just go from tell everybody to go from a 7/16 or a 1/2 inch anchor bolt up to a 5/8, and you move your hinge point, and I just went into building engineering and just skipped that. I've also been as high as 3.5 inches out, and we had to do all sorts of work because you can't start out on a crooked foundation that goes like this. You'll end up with the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Okay, so at some point you got to straighten it out. That's not your fault as building the panel, but I have had people tell me, well, don't put the sheathing on because the foundation isn't level, so that when they set the wall, they can just rack the wall, but they want the rough opening of the window made 1 inch bigger. I'm like, are you serious? You can't do this. Anyway, okay, so there's all sorts of things that we've done. I started framing for Cap Homes and Cecil Homes in the mid 70s. So I look good for my age, huh? Okay, let's see. It's a deliverable. So what you have is a product that comes to the job that you minimize the additional subcontractors from having to come. You put as much as you can onto the panel itself. Screw it all together so in case it's 40 feet long, it doesn't arch like this because you don't want it to arch. You just want to pick it and set it in place. And when you have it laying down in front of you, put all of the attributes, all of the layers on that you possibly can. So when it gets to the job, it chop, chop, chop. The next book is how to build a house in 28 days. Yep, did 60 of them in 90 days, and they didn't skip a beat. And every one, the day they dug the hole to the day that closing was 28 days, and they hit every one of them. You have to protect your gross profit margin. So your cost of goods is your cost of goods. The cost of goods includes, I put in loaded $45 an hour into here because you don't want to lose your employees. You want to make sure that they get paid good. I have all the studs, depending upon what they are. I have the twin beam constructions in there as well, twin beam technology. I have the headers, I have all the screws figured out, I have all the labor, I have the sheathing and either OSB or plywood. Peel and stick water resistant barrier. Some people might use Huber, that's fine. I have the drain strip included, and then there's a minimum of 1.5 inches of foam on the outboard side, so continuous rigid, so that's an R value of 10 minimum, and then an R value of 10 in the cavity, and that's how we got that racking strength up to 1,000 pounds ultimate per lineal foot. So on the licensing side, I'm going to give you some help here if you're listening to this. A license, $50,000. Our goal is 1 per state this year, 1 per province, maybe 1 for Greenland. Didn't think of that. Maybe Iceland. Okay, so $10,000 down. Here's your deal of the day. $10,000 down. So if you're hearing this video, $10,000 down and $10,000 for every 5,000 square feet of panel that you do. So we'll help fund you and finance you in order to get you going. And if you want to write a check out, we'll take a discount. Okay. So I'm Brian Everson, Thermal Studs. I'm the CEO. I'm the Yahoo that invented all this stuff. And that's my video for you today. And I wish you well. Reach out, and we want to help you get going.